Monday Night Raw, August 24th, 1965. It was indeed Vince McMahon's birthday. 64 years old, yes, he's a big boy now. And finally he gets to side with D-Generation X, which only feels natural due to Vince McMahon and the previous storylines where he has sided with Triple H against Randy Orton. Randy Orton, whom he's no big fan of, as one could see. Still pissed off at him at SummerSlam. He did everything in order to see Randy Orton lose that championship to John Cena. That did not happen, of course, as we know now. Seeing him facing and battling with D-Generation X would have been somewhat tiresome. Instead they threw a birthday party for him, kind of jokingly manner, but still pretty respectful. And I think that's something fresh and original to actually see DX and Vince McMahon operate on the same side of things. I mean, they don't need to do that week in and week out, but just for this 1 week, and Vince really deserved to be on the show now that it's his birthday, and to really launch off D-Generation X. The only thing I could speculate against was that the opening segment was too long. It took a very long time, took up much of the show, percentage-wise. On the other hand, WWE countered that up by really focusing on the matches from there on. A lot of matches, good matches, and I think they did it good. You had some vignettes in the back segments, and I like that, promoting, projecting towards the main event match. You need that, and people are complaining right now that I really liked Raw the 2 last weeks, and I don't buy into that it's absolutely crap and shit, because in the internet wrestling community right now, you're supposed to hate Raw. It's easy as that. You're supposed to not like Raw. That's the trendy opinion you're supposed to have, that Raw is shit, that the SmackDown is the A show right now, but you also have to know that SmackDown, ECW and Raw are completely, not different show, not completely different, but they have different concepts attached to them. So that they're never going to be really the same. Raw is a little bit more cartoonish variety show, and that's the way it's going to be. So, yeah, good main event match. I really had forgot about John Cena when he came there. I thought about it during the opening of the match, but I thought, okay, we're going to have a count out. Randy Orton's going to run away, or Randy Orton's going to run away and Legacy's going to beat up. And then John Cena came back, and wow, you really understand why WWE put so much focus on John Cena, because the reaction when Cena got there, the biggest reaction of the entire night, of course. Cena is a main star in WWE. Every fan cares about him. Hate him or love him, they care. That's what counts in the final end. I also like the way that they built up the no DQ match, because they announced it was a DQ match, and I believe that was the way it was introduced when the match was started. But the way the match unfolded, you really forgot that there was no DQ, because there were no DQ antics going on. They were fair and square in the ring, pure wrestling. So when Cena got there, you thought, well, why isn't the bell ringing? Why isn't the bell ringing? Cena hit the FU, Vince went for the cover, and then you got the light bulb above your head. Yeah, it was a DQ match. It suddenly struck me, at least. They did very good in making fans forget that it was no DQ, so it would be some sort of a surprise factor. Thinking that when Cena gets there, if he gets there, it's going to be a DQ. Good stuff, and I think they're doing good with DX. Small slight things further moving on, that they are indeed leaving the very kind PG rating behind. You had just showgirls on the show, crotch chops, more sexual more sexual slurs from D-Generation X. So they're really moving towards a PG-13 rating. TV-14, I think we can forget that, at least for many years to come. That's an extreme state where wrestling was for a few years in the 90s. I mean, that's a very short period of time if you think that WWE has been around for 50 plus years. In different forms, of course. The guest host this night, Floyd Money Mayweather, he was portrayed, he got a pretty slim role on Raw. He arrived late, and he appeared sparring with Vince in the back, and I think that was good. Keep him short, because Floyd Money Mayweather is not very liked at all. People don't like him, and wrestling fans above all loathe Floyd Money Mayweather, and I'm one of them. And I think if you're the world's greatest fighter, why you don't need to be such a self-promoter. You don't need to be so cocky all the time. You don't need to, because to me, I don't think he's cool. He's like a obnoxious kid trying to prove something all the time, and that's very tiresome. I don't think he doesn't fit in a wrestling ring, because plus I don't think he's playing a character. He is himself, which is even more sad. So they kept him short. That's good, and yeah, in all fairness, and they had him. They had the melee, the Mayweather melee, and he booked the tag team championship match for Breaking Point, etc. So he had some influence, influence backstage, and he was with a Carlito segment where he didn't book Carlito, and you had the boxing match between Hornswoggle and Chavo. So he had some influence, but he didn't show up as much, and that's good. In all. However, the segment with Floyd Money Mayweather, I never really understood why why they had him come out there and side with Mayweather, because that's going to do MVP no good. MVP, they wanted him as a face. He defeated Jack Swagger last night, and with that being said, WWE of course has plans for push for MVP, and that's very apparent right now, as he's going to face a team with Mark Henry to face Jericho and Big Show at Breaking Point for the Tag Team Championship, as it seems. And I don't why having side with Mayweather, because MVP, the way he came out with the energy and the charisma he had with this promo is exactly the way they're going to use him if he's supposed to be a face. Now I prefer him as a heel, but if he's going to be a face, this is exactly how they need to use MVP. Fire, and it was just, he was so fired up, had a lot of energy, as I said, and he really was into the game. However, I didn't like what he had to say, but that's not MVP's fault. I didn't like the promo word by word. I still don't get why they have to rack down on the tag team champions. I mean, diminishing them, using derogatory remarks against them for how they look, their physique, etc., and their names. That's not really how you build up respect for tag team championship and the tag team champions. And there are too many Jericho fans to really make that work that much, and really have the MVP side with Mayweather, as I said, still doesn't make that much sense, because Mayweather ain't someone you want to side with if you're supposed to get over with the crowd in a face way. So, as I said, I liked MVP, the way he came out, the way he acted, but not what I had to say, and this calling Chris Jericho Christina stuff. They've been doing that for a month now. It still ain't over with the crowd. Compare that to the way DX made fun of Vince of his age, where the crowd instantly jumped all over it, going 84, 84, 84. When Triple H said that Vince McMahon was now 84 years old, and that was hilarious, and Vince McMahon acted real good there, looking offended. But I mean, this Christina stuff, and diminishing Big Show by being fat, blah blah blah, and smelly, yeah, that's PG, but I don't think they need to do that. They don't need to do that. They need to make Jericho and Big Show look prominent, like the way they do when they are in the ring. And also that tag team match between these two teams, not that good, but I think they're saving the powder, of course, for the Breaking Point match. One could turn it around and say that a great match on Raw between these two teams would increase the buys and interest in buying the pay-per-view, this extravaganza and Breaking Point coming up, but I think they're saving the powder for later, as I said. And the way MVP Mark Henry won, cheap way, brass knucks, looking fluky, could work, I guess, but this was also a way to get Mayweather over, which is completely impossible in a wrestling atmosphere. You're never gonna get Mayweather over there. So all in all, still a great Raw. I really liked it, and seeing now John Cena will face Randy Orton in what I assume is an I Quit match. That's a good way to use this submission stipulation for Breaking Point, I think. And also now knowing that the fan attacking the referee during the John Cena Randy Orton match at SummerSlam was Bret DiBiase, the younger brother of Ted DiBiase. There are three of them. There's also Mike DiBiase in the developmental territories. It's quite apparent that Cena is going to get a rematch. When I posted my SummerSlam review, I did not know that it was Bret DiBiase who attacked the referee. I just thought it was supposed to be a random fan. But seeing now that it is Bret DiBiase, it's natural and it's academic that Cena is gonna get a rematch. So that's gonna happen at Breaking Point as well. Thank you for watching my video, and keep up with the WWE and TNA and my videos, of course. Subscribe if you like my videos. I really appreciate all compliments I get and all people posting replies to the videos, voicing their opinion. It's great. Keep doing it. Have a nice day.